Okay, welcome to writing lesson 4.7, elaborating team research. You might notice that's not how you spell research, but I really want to emphasize research comes from the prefix reading to do again, and search comes from the word search, which means to look for. So research and research. Two heads are better than one. By now, your partner should have offered you some questions and comments, and they should have developed a little bit of an argument against you. Now it's time to let your partner's comments guide you to write with more details and a stronger voice. We'll work a bit more on that stronger voice coming up, but let's see how we can do that. I'm sure you have true commenting power, power of comments. Help your partner by giving them the comments. You already did that part. Ask them the questions, explain everything. Last days you read. Today's writing, this is where we come in. Today's writing, use the comments to add detail, clarity, and strength. Highlight today's additions in light red berry 3. So, when you have read and used the comment to improve your writing, just click on resolve, and don't worry, all the comments will be saved. You'll be able to see them all. Let's go ahead and call up some people's work here and see what we have. In your arguments, we have Clary. He's probably got some good partners. So everybody has good partners. We click here. Oh, sorry, the comments are just coming up now. And you can see some comments that his writing partner put in there. You can see there, and she highlights and she puts the comments there. Once Jazz has actually answered these questions, but some people say, stay in the mood that play around and waste the learning time that was already taken by the recess. Then Jazz answers that question, then he's going to highlight it in red berry red and click resolve. So I'll show you what that looks like in real time in the elaborating one. Okay, now we're going to respond to that as Jazz probably would. But people also stay in the mood and play around and waste the learning time that was already taken by the recess. Now, how would Jazz answer that? So I'm just going to take Jazz's roll right now. You can see a little bit of ponytail there. So anyway, how would that be? Jazz's partner feels that a lot of the time is wasted. Now Jazz could just jump right in here. This is where it belongs in the story here. They might feel better after a drink between. And then to argue to Sunnica, said
yes, some children are slow to get off the playground. Some children are slow to get off the playground and get back to work. But if the teacher is strict and gives them 30 seconds, like Mr. Stang, and if they are not fast enough, they can lose their next recess. So Jazz added
this part. Jazz added this part here. Yes, some children are slow to get off the playground and get back to work, but if the teacher is strict and gives them 30 seconds like Mr. Stang, and if they're not fast enough, they can lose their next recess. He could go on about that. He could still talk about, yes, and then like if they're in Mr. Lynch's class, Mr. Lynch could say, you just had recess. His voice is higher. You just had recess, so I expect that you're really going to be focused and learning a lot. So that's how he could do it. Now, the last thing Jazz has to do is what? Yes. Yeah, first he has to highlight it, and then he has to highlight it in light berry red 3. Light berry red 3. I think, Mr. Stang, it would be better if he did it in pink, like black pink, don't you think? That's right. He has to highlight it in red berry red to show that he's added that. So right here he has, yes, here it is, 30 seconds like Mr. Stang. And there we go. He added this part. Then he goes to highlight. Can you see the highlighter thing here? And then over here, red berry red 3. It props up light red berry 3. And then it's highlighted like that. Okay? And that's all you have to do. You highlight. You want to get 3 or 4 things. Respond to their comments and their arguments. 3 or 4 things by Monday next week. Okay, good luck.